G'day. Today we are going to be diving into some old computer software, specifically these 5 1/4 inch floppy disks, which have been in the family for probably well over 30 years, since like the late 80s I would say, or even the mid 80s. So there's a massive unknown, really. What do they contain? I know some of them are labelled as a bunch of games, which were backups at the time, but I really don't know. We'll have to trial them all out and find out what's working. And as I said, some of this stuff hasn't not been run, well, all of it really hasn't been run since its heyday, which would have been the late 1980s and potentially the early 90s. Let's see what we've got here. That looks like Hugo's House of Horrors, Shooting Gallery, Bushido, some classic games there, Family Feud, chess, Indy 4, billiards, cunning football. Yeah, well, the big question is, will any of this stuff work really? Because a lot of this media, it's got a lifespan. Oh, we can see some of the dates on that. Look, 1980, 86. Oh, there's a file there from 1980. So yeah, all of these haven't been read. This box has been sitting in the garage for a very long time. So we're going to try and see what we can get out of it. And so the reason these discs haven't been read in such a long time is because I didn't own one of these, which is a 5 1/4 inch floppy drive. Most people will bin them in the early 90s, and they're quite hard to find these days. I picked up 3 off eBay and repaired one of them, so there'll be a video on that at some point in the future. But yeah, we've got what we need now, so let's check these discs out. Alrighty, first up, Duke Nukem. I saw this label and I knew this had to be the first disc we tried. It looks like it's in pretty good nick. Fingers crossed. Well, there we have it. We've got a read and a directory. Okay, so it looks like we've got... Oh, there's actually... So 1993... This hasn't been read since 1993. Well, at least that's when it was written. So we've got... Okay, there's a secret.8. I wonder if that's Secret Agent. I think there was an old game called Secret Agent. First thing we want to do though is copy these over immediately to the C drive. Whoops, I haven't created that directory. Pretty sure you can do that from... Yeah, cool. It's been a long time since I've been in native DOS. I think it's being on the version. Path not found. Okay, well, I think we can just... Alrighty, that did the trick. And it's taking its time. You can hear the drive clunking away there. Actually sounds pretty smooth, surprisingly. Whoa, there we go. 13 files copied. Okay, so we've got a couple of self-extracting utils. Okay, so partially overriding. Yep, that's fine. Oh, sector not found. That's not good. Okay, I wonder if that file... yeah, okay, so it failed the CRC check. Okay, so that... Let's just move on, actually. Let's try one of the other executables. Hopefully we'll get something out of this. Okay, that's extracted. Booyah! There we go. Duke Nukem being run for the first time since probably right around 1993. And it's probably been that long since I've played this, so let's see if I can remember the controls. Lovely PC speaker sound there. Oh man, I've really got to go back and play this at some point. Of course, this was the game that eventually led to the classic first-person shooter being made based on this character, which is one of the best first-person shooters of all time. Alrighty, next up. We'll just try that, I think it's Secret Agent directory, or executable. Okay, it's still reading the disk, which is great. That's right, you don't need the tailing backslash. I keep forgetting to do that. There we go. Oh, that's looking good. 11 files copied. Will the extractable utility be all good? Oh no, it's just straight into the game. Alright, it was an Apogee game. It's like the shareware version from 1992. Oh man, those sounds bring back some memories. Pretty sure this is a straight up platformer. Yep. Okay. That's right, you have to like collect like cool little PCB things. And then the keys and don't feed the fish. Whoops. Okay, so don't fall in the water either. See if we can just get across here. Fail at take 2, we'll take 3 to it. Just need to be a bit careful on the second jump. Whoa, very nearly went in there. Oh, that's right, you have to collect the letters and things. And lock doors with the coloured keycards and the discs, that's right. Oh man, I'll have to dedicate some time to playing through this at some point. But yeah, there you go, like Secret Agent from an Apogee, or Apogee, however you want to pronounce it. Working off this disc for the first time in quite a while. And I absolutely had to show you the shareware screen there. Alrighty, next up, Commander Keen 4. This disc looks a little bit rickety. Oh, we've got a read. And And directory listing. Alrighty, 1992. There we go. Geez, 3 from 3 so far. And we'll just skip ahead briefly. There we go. Alrighty, Commander Keen is copied. That's pretty exciting. One of the classic platformers on PC. Let's check out some of the README documentation. Attention VGA users. Certain VGA cards may not work. Mark A. Rain and Scott Miller. So, Central Coast Software Suppliers in New South Wales. There you go. For all of you viewers in New South Wales. And this cost $35 to register back in the day. Boom. There we go. Commander Keen. We'll just leave the default settings. Oh, that's right. This had a really cool sort of tidal world map where you went around choosing levels. Again, I don't think I've played Commander Keen since probably around about the dates on this disc. Actually quite surprised this is running, as in, I should probably mention the computer that I'm running this on isn't actually my Pentium 200. It's actually a lot newer. That had some issues with the floppy disk controller on that unit. So this is like a system from like, I think about 2002. So I'm surprised. A lot of these old games sort of ran off the clock of the computer and you normally get them speeding up really quickly. Obviously not Commander Keen or the other two games we just played. Seem to be running perfectly, which is great. No emulation required. Alrighty, next up, Sierra Solutions, whatever that is. By Central Coast Software Suppliers, and this cool little icon there. I don't remember the program used to be able to print those icons from. If you remember the name of it, let me know in the comments below. Alrighty, so it looks like we've successfully switched drives. And we get a failure. And now here, I've actually skipped ahead and tried about 10 different disks. And neither of them were working. I basically went through half of the collection almost, and then I discovered, well, I mean, here's some of them. Grand Prix, didn't work. Family Feud, same error. And they weren't bad sector errors. They were general drive read failures. So there's something wrong with the drive, and I eventually figured out that the ones working at the start were high density disks, and these are actually double density. Now, high density drives should definitely be able to read double density disks, but I found that you need to actually enable the floppy drive seek in BIOS to let the disk drive do its seeking for that smaller format disk. And yeah, it was a bit touch and go there because I thought there was something wrong with a bunch of disks, but it turns out it was just that setting. And after enabling that seek, we put in a disk, and what do you know? So this is from 1988. This is the oldest disc we've read yet. And it looks like it's a typing teacher. Okay. So typing teacher is a typing course designed to teach you how to type. Pretty straightforward. Bunch of info on how to get it working. Alright, let's give it a burl. There we go, copyright 1987 by Spinnaker Software Corp. I wonder if they're still around. Probably doubtful. Alrighty, version 1.3. Enter your first name. Okay, that's interesting for a typing teacher. Oh cool, so it's got like lessons and statistics. So it must like track like your errors and things. Hey, that's pretty cool. Let's select one of these lessons. Don't worry, I'm not going to run all through this because that'd be quite mind-numbing, right? Okay. And we just need to type out those phrases. It's our scintillating viewing. Alrighty, next up. A bunch of different labels, but the last one that wasn't actually scratched out said Hugo and then Triple H. So I'm wondering if that's Hugo's House of Horrors. And again, we're getting a read. And look, 1989 on some of those files. Let's see if there's anything in... Ah, good old Central Coast Software Supplies again. And they're contactable on a 6-digit long number. $20 to register. EGA or VGA? That looks like a nice little review there by the company that distributed this. And just skipping ahead to unpacking. It's got a cool little extractor there. Alrighty, it's looking good. Can't remember the executable. Let's look it up. Oh, that's right. Triple H. Oh wow. And it also is running. A little bit off. Looks like this uses the clock a bit more. But it's interesting that again, I would expect its cycle times to just be like way off. Oh man, I haven't played this since probably the 80s, so let's see if we can go inside at least. Inside the House of Horrors. Okay, the old classic, what does the parser want me to type? Alright, we've got the key. Please let me go in the house. What do we reckon at home? There we go. Jeez, you think unlock door would open the door, right? Just randomly entered someone's house. And yeah, I haven't played too much of this, to be honest. I mean, from back in the day, that is. Oh, we'll just Oh no, okay. We've been mauled viciously by the dog. Alrighty. And I just had to show you the exit screen there. Classic registration after finishing. Alrighty, it looks like we've got 3 games on one here. So let's give this a whirl. And it looks like another read here for... Okay, there's a file here from 1980. So I think this is older again from the prior discs that were running, because they were early 90s games. I think we're dealing with stuff that's like mid 80s here, so I'm pretty sure this will be like clock dependent. Yeah, look, we're not even getting a boot there. We'll just skip ahead. We needed to restart there actually. So we'll try 3 Demon, whatever that is. And much the same by the looks of it. And again, skipping ahead. Also needed a reboot. We'll try the 3rd and final game, Monopoly. And also a hang screen, which is unfortunate. Alrighty, we did actually have Pinball, which we haven't tried. No, and we actually get a boot. It looks like we've got some corruption there. Yeah, so there's some graphic artifacts. And yeah, the cycle count of this is way off. So I'd say this, might have to try this in emulation. I'm not sure if it's a software corruption issue or more likely the computer. Alrighty. A disc mysteriously labelled Eagle. I'm intrigued. Are you? Okay, we're getting a read. Now let's see, you try running main. Well, okay, might have some issues. Oh no. The intro screen flashed by in a split second, but it looks like it's partially working. Into the Eagle's Nest. I do remember playing this, and I remember it was great. It's like, yeah, here we go, it's like top down. What are the controls? So it's sort of arrow cursor keys to move around, and let's shoot. Okay, there we go, shoot and open door is the same thing, and it's just a button mash. Alrighty, we'll avoid that door. And this is definitely going to be a game I jump back into at some point, because this was a classic. Quite fond memories of this. I just thought I'd skip ahead and highlight the end part of the game, which isn't working on this clock speed of the computer. I'm trying to obviously scroll through the text there, but it's way too quick. Alrighty. Back to our friend Sierra Solutions. What is on this disc? I remember this is one we tried earlier, but it's actually looking pretty good, I think. Sweet. Skip ahead. Just so it looks like there's a bunch of text files in here. That's King's Quest V, I'm guessing. Solve. So it's just a salute. Alright, so it's a transcript from Sierra's BBS. Wow. There you go, from Kevin Coleman in January 1990. So thanks, Kevin, for your write-up. on that BBS. So someone's obviously taken this and whacked it in a text file. Spoiler alerts for King's Quest V. Cool, what else we got? Okay, there's a King's Quest V walk, which I'm guessing is the same thing, right? More of the same. What have we got there? Again, spoiler alerts if you haven't played King's Quest V. Oh, I love this. So there is a classic part in the game where there is a desert, and most of the screens you die on, and this is obviously a solution where somebody's mapped out the screens you want to avoid and the screens you want to get to. That's pretty cool. I can imagine that would have been quite a thrill back in the day, logging onto or dialing into a BBS even. Okay, and we've got a police quest solution. Okay, so this disc is basically solutions to a bunch of classic Sierra adventure games. Step-by-step guide there. Oh, and here we go. This was written by... I was just reading that last line. Reading Sierra's clue booklet would be cheating. But this is by Mick Forcelledo. And Off the Ridgewood BBS. So there you go, more content backed up. I wonder if that BBS is archived somewhere or still available. And some space quests. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Most of this disc is a bunch of solutions to different games. Look, there are so many more discs to get through. I'm actually going to do a part 2 and maybe part 3 of this video series, diving into this golden archive of classic 80s and 90s software. We'll see what we can find. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.